stuff is how we like to communicate our thoughts and feeling, stories that can make you relate. And we talk to some cool people we met on the way. So thanks for tuning in. We hope that you like your stay.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Hi, I'm Mel.
I'm Sarah.
And welcome to another episode of the GIRLSTUFF podcast. Today we are joined by the lovely Sarah Lampert, who, if any of you don't know, actually wrote Ginny and Georgia. And today we are going to just talk to her a little bit about her experience in writing, but also some lines and trick her with some of the lines that we have for her. So Sarah, before we get into the nitty-gritty details, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure, I won't wave this time. That was weird. I'm Sarah Lampert. I am a writer. I wrote Ginny and Georgia. I created Ginny and Georgia. And yeah, that's me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So, before we get into your experience as a writer, is there anything that you kind of got up to during quarantine, kind of in 2020 and the beginning of 2021 when no one knew what they were doing that you otherwise wouldn't have had the time to do?
No, I did. All I did was post-production on Ginny and Georgia from morning until night. All of our posts. So we wrapped filming in December, literally right before all of this craziness hit the fan. So we were only like a month, 2 months into our post-production when everything closed down. And I was in LA with Deb, and we would go into Geiger, we'd go into the building and do all of our sound mixing and our color correction and our editing, because we were still editing a bunch of episodes. And then that all went away, and we were like, oh God. And that took a little beat to figure out how to do post-production during a pandemic. And I also was like, oh, I'm getting the hell out of here. And jumped across the country to Maine and stayed with my family for like a year and a half, and only just got back to LA. So no, in terms of hobbies, I have no hobbies. I watch. Ooh, that's not true. I'm very into Survivor. I watched a lot of Survivor over the course of the pandemic.
Okay.
I had never watched it before, and now I'm a huge Survivor junkie. So yeah.
Okay.
If that is considered a hobby,
that's
that
awesome.
is definitely my hobby.
I think everyone learned how to binge watch pretty much everything because we had nothing else to do. So that's what we do now. We binge watch.
Yep.
But that's awesome. I mean, you did kind of learn how to do something new that you wouldn't have had to if you were in quarantine, which is how do you produce and mix and color correct in quarantine when you have to be on Zoom calls all the time at the same time, right? So
to be clear, I didn't know how to do that before. So it was learning it all. It was learning it for the first time, also during quarantine. But I had never done any of that before. Obviously, Deb, who's the showrunner, had done it a bunch of times before. But for me, everything was new to me. So this is cool.
Yes. All right, so the other question that I have for you is, other than Survivor and obviously Ginny and Georgia, you've had to kind of watch it a lot to produce it. Is there any other show or movie or anything else that you binged, or was that kind of like what took up most of your time?
No, all I do is watch TV. I watch so many things. Normal People at the beginning of quarantine made me cry. It was like the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Love Normal People. I really liked The Great. On Hulu, loved Bridgerton. Queen's Gambit, obviously phenomenal. Ted Lasso was incredible. And then I watch a lot of reality shows. So I got very into 90 Day Fiancé. We watched season 1 of Vanderpump Rules and Housewives of New York, because I had never seen the first few seasons of Housewives of New York, and I went back and watched them. And then I recently met a friend I geeked out. Yeah, I feel like I'm literally scraping the surface. All I do is watch TV. So.
That's fair. I don't blame you for that. Awesome. So, like we kind of talked about earlier, you did write Ginny and Georgia, and it was your first screenplay that kind of got mass-produced and kind of shown to the world. So how did it kind of feel to get that kind of reaction from the audience, in the sense of, this is my first work, and look at how viral it went, pretty much?
Oh man, yeah. It's honestly, it's a little indescribable, to be honest. Like how did it feel? I mean, is it crazy? I sort of thought it might happen like that. Like, I know that sounds like so like weird and crazy, but like, I don't think you could have put in the amount that Deb and I put into this if we didn't really believe in it. So I think like we were really hoping it would resonate with the audience as much as it did, and the characters would feel as real to the audience as much as they did. Huge part of that is the phenomenal acting. But yeah, once it hit and it was so successful and it was on the top 10, it was kind of just it was very surreal, because on one hand, this was the most glamorous thing that had ever happened to me, and like the coolest, like, you know, such a broad scale. Yeah. But then on the other hand, like I was alone in Maine, just like with my mom. And so we were like in February. So we were just like walking the beach with Jax. Like there was like no one else on the beach. And we have our like little masks on and we're like walking Jax, and there'd be like one other person on the beach. And my mom would be like, "Do you have Netflix? Have you seen Ginny and Georgia?" And this like one woman would be like, "No, maybe you should put a poster in the grocery store." And we were like, maybe, honestly, because like, so we were like, so like if I went on my phone, it was exciting, because like that's where I could see that the world was really responding to it. But if I wasn't on my phone, which you're not for most of the day, like I was just alone in Maine in the cold. So it was a very good experience.
Yeah. And you did mention you guys wrapped in 2019, and you know it got released in 2021. So there was a year where it was kind of like no one knew about Ginny and Georgia, no one knew it was gonna come out, and I know a lot of the actors were kind of like, is it coming out? Is it not coming out? So in between, you know, the release and the wrap of the show, of the filming, you know, what was kind of your experience like, kind of with the post production, with getting it sent, you know, and getting those things done that you need to check off the list before it goes public?
Yeah, it was just a lot. Like we thankfully had like really strong people that we brought on to do like our sound mixes, but it was and our color person, our person who does the color correcting. But it was honestly, it was just a lot. It was a lot to learn how to do that. Like I have photos on my phone that I'll never share, but I mean, unless they say it's okay, but Bree and Tony doing ADR like in their closet, like having to do ADR. Do you know what ADR is? It's when they
it's when they remix the sound in.
When they have to like put in lines, like if you hear one, or if we want to add, or like for the voiceover, for example. So it's like them in their closet, like trying to get like as soundproof as possible, because obviously because of the pandemic they couldn't go into the sound booth. So it was it was crazy. I was really grateful to have something to do, to be honest, because that was a really scary time for everyone. I mean, it was just dark and scary.
Yeah.
So I was really grateful to have something to focus on. But at the same time, I think it was harder for everyone to focus on stuff. So it was just this kind of crazy Wild West of editing during a pandemic. But, you know, everyone showed up, everyone gave it their all, we got it done, you know, so.
Yeah, got it done and blew it out of home out of the park.
Yeah.
That's
we hit a homer, yeah.
You know,
I'll be the one time.
So now, you know, you guys have
what?
So I was going to ask, you know, you guys have started writing for season 2. You haven't been that shy about it. It's been posted a little bit. So how has the kind of feel around writing season 2 different than writing season 1 itself?
Oh, night and day, honestly. For me, I can only speak for me, but I will say, being a first timer, being so green in season 1, I just had a lot of stress where I was like, you know, I didn't know how the process worked because I had never been a part of it before. So, you know, I had a lot of trust in Deb, a lot of faith in Deb. We had a really great writer's room, but it's still like, I just was carrying kind of this anxiety of, it's so clear. Oops, sorry. It's my younger brother, Bradley. I'll call him back. He's the show's #1 fan, truly. So yeah, it was just a lot of pressure because I wasn't aware of how the process worked. So I was always just a little bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to get done kind of what I wanted to get done, if that makes sense. Like I didn't know the process, so I couldn't trust the process as much. And now in season 2, it's so much more relaxing because it's like I don't have to explain what's in my brain. Like we made it. Like I can just point to it and be like, there it is. That's the tone. Those are the characters. Like we have a foundation. We have a starting point. So now we can just play. I'm more at ease. It's a lot for me. It's a lot less stressful personally because it's really, it's scary to be thrown into the deep end when you've never done that before.
Swim before. Yeah, no, that's true. And I mean, Mel and I are both super excited for season 2 because we're like, what's next? What's happening? What more is going to come out? But before we talk about season 2,
we'll be in the writer's room and the writers will like pitch something that like I hadn't thought of or that's really cool or exciting or crazy or weird or funny or, whatever. The writers will pitch different things and I will literally be like, hi. Like I'll be like, yes, like I love it. Like no one is like more. I am a geek about the show. Like I am such a geek.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was telling Mel, I was like, oh, to be in that room and to just watch those ideas flow. I'm a nerd for things like that. Like, it must be crazy, especially after season 1. Like, it must be crazy to be in that room right now.
Absolutely, and like the writers. Yeah, it's for me. It's a really fun room to be in because it's not a show for the weak of heart. Like we do a lot. The tone is every which way, up, down, left of center, and some of the you have to throw brave pitches out there. So it's a really fun experience.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're excited for what's to come next, but there is a season 1, so we are going to test the writer on the lines of the show and see how well she knows her own show. So Mel's gonna take it from there.
Dare you? I freaking dare you!
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the lines we also gave the cast as to check if the writer is as good as the cast or if you're taking this top spot immediately. Okay, so you know the gist. I give you a line and you tell me who said it. The first line is, I quit being a mom, the hours are long and the pay sucks.
Yes, Ellen.
Yes. Hannah, you want to take the next one?
Sure. The next one is fall in a ditch.
I already did that. Maxine.
Yes. The next one is, we're like the penguins. We can't fly, but maybe we can learn to swim.
To swim. I couldn't tell if that was the cheesiest thing I'd ever written in the world or the most beautiful. And the way Nikki did that, young Georgia, and the way Nikki did that, I was like, I'm a genius. Like, Nikki does that so well. I was like crying. Her and Kyle. Oh, yeah. What an absolute gut punch that scene was. And my friend Caprice, is the music over that scene. It's all just, it really was. Nikki is crazy talented.
She's very talented.
Amen.
Exactly.
Okay, the next one is no pants, no dare.
Oh, I think I know the scene. I think that's Jordan. I feel like I could see him like sitting up, no pants, no dare. Yeah, it's definitely Jordan. Mm-hmm.
I thought we stumped her with that one for a second.
I was like,
Yeah, I was going to say Brody for half a second. And I was like, no, Brody's off on the board drawing penises because he comes over later with, it's actually a line my ex-boyfriend said to me once. I was like, who wants to play truth or bear? And he was like, who wants to play truth or dare? Tell the truth or get mauled by a bear. And everyone laughed and we didn't play truth or dare. So yeah, that went to that line.
Okay, the next one is, she asked me for weed, she wasn't that friendly.
Marcus. Violet, baby.
Okay, the next one is...
Felix is so good. I see him so clearly in my head. She asked me for weed. he wasn't that friendly. Oh, he is poetry, Felix.
Okay, the next one is cool people don't say they're cool.
Oh, I should say Marcus shouldn't. Sorry, not the cool people. I shouldn't call them Felix, or I should call them the character names, right? Marcus. Cool people don't say they're cool. Oh, that's a trick question because Ginny says it when they're walking into the slam poetry with Zion, but she's only saying it because she's repeating it from episode 2 when they're introducing her to Berry Tree, which I'm pretty sure, I want to say Abby says it, because it's not Maxine. It's cool people don't say they're cool, and we're very cool. So obviously we're very cool. Wait, is it Maxine or Abby? I'm going to go with, I have to think of the scene in my head. Cool people don't say they're cool, so we're very cool. I feel like it's Abby.
I think so, but we were actually like when we thought of it, we were thinking of Ginny in the poetry club.
In the poetry club, she does say it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
got it. Taking notes must be cool. Nate could literally like fart, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen happen. Like everything Nate does is so cool.
Okay, the next line is your mom sort of scares me.
My mom sort of scares me. That's Hunter, episode 8.
Great scene.
I love
Such
Mason.
a great scene.
I'm trying to remember if that was scripted or if he came up with that. It might have been scripted. But that he was so cute with that. Your mom sort of scares me. He's so cute. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is that's such a bummer. There are no good gays here.
Maxine pilot.
Obviously.
Sarah is
okay.
a revelation. A revelation, I tell you.
Incredible. Okay, the next one is which stumped most of the cast is through the lens is how the world makes sense to me.
Oh, Zion with the photography. And we're foreshadowing because he's about to go into the mayor, campaign situation and see Georgia really excel at this job in a way that he's never seen her excel before, and realize through the lens that he doesn't have a place right now with what her life is, and that she belongs here doing this with this guy. And that's what makes sense to him through the lens, and that's why he dips out.
I love that line, but I love that line, but that's because I'm a photographer. So I'm like, this actually does resonate with me too.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Okay, the next one is you're amazing, you're the best, and I'm just over it.
Oh, Abby at Ginny's birthday party, or not party, at the decoration of the tree. And she's like, oh, you're the best. I'm just over it. Oh God, I love Katie. It was so fun to watch Katie do stuff. Like she just made such interesting choices. Like Abby is based on my friend Abby, and I like sent Katie all these videos of Abby, and she would just like study that. Like it was like Abby does all these really weird things, and Katie would start doing them, and we like, Katie is amazing. Yep, Katie or Abby rather.
Okay, the next one is unless your name is Jesus, I don't think your birthday counts as a holiday.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. That was Ginny to Maxine at Halloween.
Yes. The next line, which is a given, is Happy Friday.
Mason Hunter. He's making like a second living off of that.
Yeah, we've been told. Also, what he mentioned is that there is a video of him doing that with like the rainbow puke filter. And I want to know if you still have it.
Mel wants it.
We want it.
I will protect that. You will have to over my dead body. I will protect that with my life for Mason. Oh man. Mm-mm.
That became
Yep.
such an iconic moment. Like TikTok took that and just went with it.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Mason's one of my favorite people, genuinely. Like what he brought to Hunter, because that character goes through such like a surprise change kind of halfway through the season. Like you think he's one thing and then he just so becomes another thing. And Mason had a really big hand in that. He's so whip smart. He's so impressive too. He had never, I don't know if he told you this, he had never been on camera before doing Ginny and Georgia. So like, and his first scene was that first date scene. And he was just like, well, it was the outside of it. But then inside Blue Farm, I think it was like his second scene. And he was like so natural. Like it was incredible. I don't know. He really impressed me. He was so cute during his audition too. He sent this like long video of him on a couch with his guitar for his like audition for Ginny and Georgia. And he was just like playing around. Love Mason.
Okay, the next line is, I will not be doing
that. Nora, Chelsea has the best one-liners in the show. Like her delivery with these one-liners are just so money every time. Yeah, Chelsea is Nora. At the Blue Farm scene, which is based off a true story, the slapathon. Mm-hmm.
Really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, good old high school. That's my favorite thing. Online, everyone's like, what do we think? Is Mang toxic? Like, is Mang toxic? I'm like, of course Mang is toxic. Are you kidding me? Like, it's based off of my high school friends. And like, you know, when you're in high school, your friends are your family. Like, that's who you call to meet you at the swing set when your parents are going through a divorce. That's who you drive around with and talk about your like your friends are your family at that age. But they're also, I mean, it's a toxic age. So they're also pretty toxic. They're both. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next line is, indifference is the best revenge.
Another trick one, because Georgia says that to Maxine in episode 3 at the sophomore sleepover after she cries because Riley rejects her. But then Maxine calls back and uses Georgia's own advice to make Ginny feel like shit in the cafeteria in episode 10.
Okay, and the last line of the lines we asked the cast is,
So, Felix, Marcus, and that hallway scene, I think is my favorite scene. It's one of my favorites. I've got some of the Ginny Georgia stuff too, but no, that hallway scene is up there with my top 5 scenes in the season for sure. I love that scene. Writing wise, I'm really proud of that scene because I think every single person in that scene has a valid point of view, and that's tricky to do. Yeah, they killed that performance too. That was one of the last scene that we shot for the show, and I know it was a last scene for a lot of the actors. I think only Tony and Felix had scenes after that. Yeah, that was a super emotional day for sure. A lot of real tears.
Okay, now we're gonna go into some more lines we picked out that we thought might stump you, because this is our goal here. We want to stump you. Okay. So I rewatched the show this morning starting at 6 a.m. because I'm a psychopath, and I got out some more lines that I think might stump you. Starting
I'm so excited.
That hurts my heart.
Oh, that hurts my heart. That's Nora. That's when they're talking about Lana Del Rey. Or sorry, Lady Gaga. And Samantha calls her basic.
The next line is, I'm sure it'll be worthwhile.
I'm sure it will be worthwhile. It'll be worthwhile. I don't know. You stumped me. I'm sure it will be worthwhile.
As a hint, it's the same scene.
Oh, I do know who says it. Oh, yeah. Press says it when he's making fun of Samantha and he's playing video games and he's like, tell us, Sam. Tell us your opinion. I'm sure it will be worthwhile. Yes, Press is based off of a real person, by the way.
I don't want to meet that person.
No, me neither. And I know him. I love Damien. Oh, what a great guy. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is, I'm definitely straight.
Oh, that scene. Oh my Lord, that scene. I got text messages from set during that scene. Deb and I did, just like blown away with Sarah's performance in that scene. Riley says that to Maxine. But ooh, that scene still, I get shivers when after she walks away and then the random girl in the hallway in the unicorn pajamas goes by, and you just see Max's mask come back on, where she like has to be in a good mood again after just getting her heart broken. Like just the way that it so effortlessly slides into place makes you immediately wonder, like, how often is this character wearing a happy mask? She blows me away. Yep.
Okay, the next one is yikes. You should probably get that looked at.
That's the same episode. That's the reason I'm laughing, is because my friend Nick in high school used to always say that about anything. So I gave that line to Marcus in the locker room when she says she has voices in her head telling her what she's doing is never good enough. And he's like, voices in your head. Yeah, you should probably get that looked at. He said it exactly like Nick said it too. Nick's I love the chemistry they have in those locker room scenes. We got feedback from Netflix, and they were just like, wow. Like the chemistry they have is wow. Those scenes are amazing.
Okay, the next one is Shake It Off.
Did you need this amount of discussion, right? Every single line, or should I stop?
No, I love it. I love it.
Shake It Off.
You got this. I believe in you.
Thank you. Can you give me, what episode is it?
It's episode 8.
Episode
Let me
8.
look at the episode name. I think so. Let me look at the episode names. Otherwise, I'm gonna be confused.
Episode 8 used to have a different name.
Episode 7. It's episode 7.
Episode 7, Jimmy's birthday. I keep wanting to say Nick, but I don't know if I think that is right. Just going through the episode in my head. I'm going to say Nick, but I don't have like a clear, I don't know. Is it Nick? No?
No.
Who is it?
It's Jordan.
Oh, yes. At Ginny's birthday party when Nora's telling him about the guns and he's like, let's get you a drink, shake it off. Like, yeah. You stumped me. You stumped me. You did it. You stumped me. I remember too, my family visiting set that day, and Colton, who plays Jordan, who's the sweetest creature to exist, he's so Canadian, he kept saying A. So he was like, shake it off, A. This is why I should have remembered it. And my aunt was like, pulled me aside and was like, you have to not let him say A because it's so Canadian. And so I like gave that note to the director who gave it to Colton. And so he did a take where he didn't say A. And my aunt, I've never seen her prouder of anything. Like she was going around the rest of the day, like I saved the show, like truly. And then I think we ended up using a take where he did say A because it was like just cute. So, but yes.
As a Canadian, we don't do it intentionally. It just flows out of our mouths.
Just pops out of the mouth. Oh, you stumped me. Proud of you. I'll admit when I'm defeated.
This was my lifelong dream. And now I can die in peace.
Oh, amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
Another one I have for you is, she says your family is trash.
Oh, woof. That's Zach to Austin at the end of episode 5. Right before Zach stabs him right in the hand with a pencil like a psychopath.
Okay, the next one is I want to be someone important.
That's Paul. Oh, the way Scott says that too. It's just like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yep. That's on their date.
Mm-hmm.
Their very romantic date in episode 5. Mm-hmm.
I want that.
That Joe
I
has to
want-
witness. My favorite thing about all of the love interests for Georgia is all 3 of them. I think it speaks to Brianne Howie and like the depth of acting she gave Georgia, which truly, in my opinion, deserves every award that exists. Is that each of the male characters in her life fulfill a different part of her multifaceted personality. So like they all work with her in different ways, right? Like it's so, yeah, it's incredible. Anyways, yeah, that one's Paul.
Georgia has 3 solid like options. Like if I were her, I would not be able to pick. I just want one.
Girl, same. I mean, there's not like an accident that like both of the main characters have like hundreds of love interests. Like I'm sitting over here like fantasy.
Okay, the next line is stop horsing around.
Stop horsing around. Stop horsing around. Stop horsing around. Oh, Ellen. Ellen, when they're... No, not Ellen. I was going to say when they're having their fight, but I don't think she says that. She says, I've had enough. Who says stop horsing around? Oh, Lynette, Zion's mom, in the flashback in episode 5, when she says, what did Papa Ben always say? The worst things come from fooling around.
Damn. Okay, I thought I was definitely gonna stump you with that one.
Nope.
Okay, the next one is the only language that I'm good at is English.
Oh, that is I'm forgetting her name, Hunter's sister. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name, but it's Hunter's sister in episode 5, when they're going around the table when Ginny's invited for dinner.
And her name is Lauren.
Lauren Chen. Yep. That actress, like, because obviously she was only in that one scene. And I remember, like, Deb and I were just like, she's so cute. Like, she's so good. Like, Adam, like, yeah. It's really, that whole little family, that dynamic of that family table was very, very heartwarming, I will say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love when they
Very
make fun.
different than the rest of the characters, you know, like the rest of the families in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like that the Chen family was very different. Like even the Baker family is very different than anyone else because they're just different dynamic and different way of speaking to each other too, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It shows in the way that they talk and stuff. So.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was really good. I remember, and I love the music in that scene too. Going into the ukulele that young Zion is playing. It's very, very good. They're all so talented. It's unbelievable. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Okay, the next one is stick 'em up, you're robbing me.
Stick 'em up, you're robbing me. It's highway robbery. God, I know it's either Nick or Georgia. I want to say it's Nick, and it's when they're on the phone getting ready for casino night, when it's that like fun kind of jazzy music, and we're like building into casino night. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So casino night. We haven't released this episode yet, but by the time this goes out, this will be released. We interviewed Dan, and he was telling us how when Georgia walks around, it was like all one take. You had to kind of get that all in one take. So what was your experience like for that? Because, I mean, we got his side of things, but on your side, like...
Oh, my God. You should talk to Renica, who directed that episode, because that was all her. I mean, I wasn't there. I got to casino night. I had a concussion during Ginny and Georgia. I had a really bad... I fell 2 weeks into filming. and missed
Oh no.
a lot of filming for Block 2, which was episode 3 and 4. And
Okay.
I remember showing up late to casino night because I could only be there for like small parts of filming. And Deb comes running up to me and is like, we need to get the iPad. We need to show you the oneer Renica just did. Like, we have to. And they had the iPad and they were like showing me, and it was the whole crazy thing. And my mind was blown. Renica is coming back and directing in season 2 as well. So maybe there will be another fun
awesome
oneer situation. But
exciting.
yeah, that was crazy. So I can't really speak to that because I wasn't there. But what I can speak to is the fact that all of that is a true story. Casino night really happened when my parents moved to Newton. They showed up at the neighborhood club for a school fundraiser, and Principal for the Day did exist, and 2 parents were bidding on it for their 2 kids, and it ended up being where one of them, Tony just texted me, where one of them, it became obviously like the ridiculous situation that Georgia made it in the show, and it ended up being like, and with this just in, we can have 2 Principal for the Day, and they ended up making like 20 grand. Those were the real numerical amounts also. And my mom, we had just moved to Newton, which is the town I grew up in. And my mom, I remember her when she was telling the story, she was like, where the hell did we just move? Like, what is this crazy town? So anyway, but yeah, that oneer is amazing. Oh, I'm so happy you talked to Dan. No one makes me laugh harder than Dan. He's so funny.
Oh, he was. Just wait till who said it. Trust me, you will be dying of laughter.
I'm sure. Well, did you see? I don't know if you saw, but before the show came out, we didn't have a lot of like promo. So like, I asked all the actors to do countdown videos. I don't know if you saw them, but Dan's countdown video, like, he sent it to me in like a Dropbox file because it's like 8 minutes long. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, he like can't remember the title of the show. So he's like, yeah, 7 Angry Men coming this winter to CBC. Like, he's like, so Ginny and the gang, Ginny and the crew. Like he's like, so, yeah, whatever. I think he is so funny. Can you tell my coffee is kicking in? I'm like, ugh.
I love it.
Ha! I have no chill. Sorry. Okay, we're back. In the middle of a game.
Completely fine. Okay, the next line is not really, just normal.
Not really, just normal. That's, oh my God, he's so cute, that little actor. I know you had him on too. That is young Joe at the rest stop to young Georgia. And she asks, like, are you like really rich or something? And he's like, no, not really. Just, normal. They're so cute. I literally can't with how cute that scene is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is, damn, this got heavy.
Damn, this just got heavy. That's the locker room scene again with Marcus and Ginny and how Felix kind of comes up. And he was like, you can tell he was really crying that day. And like in that scene, he blows me away. What he brought to that character. Sorry, Marcus.
Especially in that scene where he switches to the Australian accent, I laughed because I knew that he was Australian, and I was like, fun. Like this. I love it.
That was a joke I threw in there. I threw that in there as a little fun.
So great.
But he switches back so quick too. Like, he switches back to like American so quick that I'm just like, how do you do that?
So on days he's filming, he will not speak in an Australian, like he will only speak in an American accent from like, hi Sarah, how are you? Getting his like coffee, getting his whatever, like the whole day until we yell rap, like that's a rap on Felix, or, cutting him out, whatever. When he, I don't know, like, blah, blah, blah. When he's done filming today, that's when he'll go back into his real accent, his Australian accent. But he'll do an American accent the whole day that he's filming, starting from the second he wakes up, to make sure he like gets it right, which is really funny because he was in a number of scenes just have him and Ginny looking at each other from a distance. Like all of Battle of the Band, for example. Like, he doesn't speak. So all that day he spoke in his Australian accent, and it was so crazy because like normally on set I was only ever used to hearing him with an American accent. So it was on the days that he was just there to like look at Ginny, he would speak in his Australian accent.
Speaking of accents, after watching the show, I found out that Diesel is also Australian, which blew my mind.
Yes.
That blew
Diesel?
my mind. Hearing him with an accent, I was like, wait, what?
Diesel is the unsung hero of Ginny and Georgia. That kid, he's talented regardless of age, but to be that young and that talented, he turns it on, he turns it off, and everything he says is so earnest. Like, he never sounds like he's acting, and he's like an actual child. Like, he is so impressive. Yeah.
Okay, going back into the lines. The next one is, I sob uncontrollably.
I sob uncontrollably. I sob uncontrollably. Sob uncontrollably. What episode?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Sob uncontrollably. I want to say Maxine, but it's not, I don't know. It's not coming. Like, normally it's not a guess. Like, I know literally exactly who said it, how they said it, the other takes of how they said it, why we picked the one they said. Like, yeah, nothing. Completely blank. I don't know. Who said I sob uncontrollably?
Georgia.
Sob uncontrollably.
Since I did these in
What?
order, it should be one of the first 3 episodes.
I sob uncontrollably.
I feel like Sarah's gonna go back and like look through the
Yeah, no,
scripts,
it's
be
gonna
like,
bother me.
where is
Are you sure it's I sob uncontrollably? Not like, wait. It just, oh yeah, I sob uncontrollably. It's like said sarcastically. I can kind of hear her saying it. I can't place it. Oh.
I think it's also
As
in the
but-
locker room, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yes, she's saying it to Max. Oh, yeah, when I'm fine, because Max goes, I'm fine, and George goes, oh, yeah, when I'm fine, I sob uncontrollably. I can't believe I missed that one. Yep.
I'm just
Mhm.
happy.
Got me
It's 'cause
twice.
we took a part of it. We took a part of it. We tricked you.
That's
We
tricky.
did the whole
Can't take a part of a line. Oh, yeah, when I'm fine, I sob uncontrollably. I hear her saying it in my head. Brienne is literally everything to me. The show does not work without Brienne, period.
Truly, no.
And
That's
the
a hard-
casting for the show. I mean, like Nikki and how she literally looks like a young young Brienne. I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys killed it just with everything.
Yeah, I mean, like Tony and Brie are literal revelations, and then like everyone else too. Though, like there is not one actor who is not picture perfect for their at their role. Like it really, it's. I mean, we like I really, I can't stress enough how like the right actor saying the right words is the reason this show worked. Like there were so many components to it, but the actors, the actors are amazing.
Yeah.
I owe them my career.
It's funny. I started watching this show because Raymond and Chelsea and Sarah in it because I'm from Colorado,
Degrassi.
so I watched Degrassi. So I was like, I know these people. Hang on, let me watch this show because I was like, I didn't know who anyone else was, but I liked it. It was a good. I rewatched it actually pretty recently, so.
Me
Nice
too.
that
Oh,
you're
I
leaving
love
this part.
Charlie. What?
Hannah, not you leaving out the part where I literally was trying to force you to watch it. And she was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, watch
Well, I'm 33, so I watched old school Degrassi, like old school Degrassi
Yes.
with like Drake. That was my Degrassi. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I hadn't watched New Class or Next Gen, and I just watched all of it. And my brother was a big
Yeah.
fan, and so he was like already following Chelsea and Sarah on Instagram like before we cast them for the show, and he freaked out when he found out we cast them for the show. I was like, I don't know, you know them? Like, he loves them.
Yep. Yep.
I love them.
Oh my god, Raymond's actually one of like my favorites from Degrassi. So I was like, he's still alive. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard from him in so long.
Raymond is like one of my favorites. He's so good at Joe and like absolutely kills the game. And then we'll like leave a scene where he's like made us laugh. He's made us be like, oh, like and then he'll leave. He'll be like, that was shit. I'm shit. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. They're all so good.
Okay.
It's fun watching them do it. Anyway.
Okay, I have 5 more lines for you.
Okay, yeah. I'll be less ADD. Sorry.
Okay, we have a gender neutral bathroom.
Bracia, in episode 10, just because we have a gender neutral bathroom, they think this place doesn't have issues or problems.
Such a pussy.
Tamika, I love Tamika. She can sing so well. We went to karaoke like after we finished rap. So anytime any of the actors would like tell me anything or do anything, I just promised to be less ADD, but I guess that's a pipe dream. Anytime they would do anything or tell me anything, we'd write it into the show. And so we didn't know Tamika could sing until after the show had wrapped. And I was like, fucking shit, Tamika. If I had known that you have that voice, like...
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah. Well, Bracia's in season 2. There you go. Now Bracia's gonna be in the musical or something. Who knows? There you go, Sarah. I gave you that.
She's like, no, I'm not saying anything.
She's like, I'm not saying anything.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, the next one is she's
Sarah
so
gets
immature.
called from Ted directly firing her. Like, he went on a podcast and gave spoilers. So, anyway.
That's true. Yeah, we don't want you fired, so we'll keep it. We'll keep it now. For now.
Great.
Cut. Okay, the next line is she's so immature.
She's so immature. She's so immature.
Is there more to the line?
No.
No.
It's definitely a main thing. I can't place where. She's so immature. I almost like hear how it's said. I want to say Nora, but I don't have any reason for saying that. Is it Nora? No? Who is it?
It's Kate.
Oh my God, yes, duh, Romy. Oh, Romy is so good. Romy plays Kate like I was brought back to my high school self. And I was like, Kate is the girl who wouldn't invite me to her party, and I would like feel bad about it all day, or like would just say something, oh, that's cute, look. Or would like, oh God, Kate is the scary girl from high school. Yes. Oh my God, Romy plays Kate. Yes, absolutely. She's so immature. That's a Halloween party when she's talking about Maxine. Yep.
Such a fun episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
That episode's great.
The next line is a heart.
Oh, Marcus, when he sits down, he wants Ginny to paint the heart on his cheek.
And he gets a penis.
Nice sweater.
Well, okay, the last one is just the name Bruce.
Oh, do you want to know why I know who says that? That's Joe. That's in episode 6 with Maddie and Georgia at the bar. Bruce is my dad's name, and everyone in my family was getting mad that I hadn't thrown their names into the show, because some people had, some people hadn't. And so we had Joe say Bruce.
I love that. You have to incorporate family into it. So next season, Jax needs to be in it too, you know?
Jax, are you going to be a star?
I love that. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming. I loved the little sidetrack conversations about like the show, because I feel like we know the show and we know some of the actors, but we don't know the meaning behind things, right? And you wrote it, so you gave us that little background information that just I'm like ready to go rewatch and be like, oh, I get why Sarah did. Okay, that makes sense now, because Sarah kind of explained it a little bit. So thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. We're so excited for season 2.
Oh,
anytime.
It's gonna be really good.
And well, I had to. We'll get you back on closer to the release.
What?
I said we'll get you on closer to the release of season 2.
Great.
We'll chat season 2 with you before it comes out. We'll be the promo for you guys. We got you guys.
Love that. Love that for us. You know, you guys are amazing. Number one fans of the show. I love it.
I can't wait to create more art for the show.
Honestly, your art blows me away. Like, it is bananas. And I really can't describe to you, just to get like sink down and to get serious for like a half a second. There is no greater feeling in the entire world that when you put something that came from your heart out into the world and it like touches other people and inspires them to create things. Like, that is more humbling than anything on the planet. You know, like, I don't know. So that to me, like, you have no idea what that means to me.
Wow.
Wait. Becky taught me how to be cool.
We're gonna be your head people.
Becky's my resident Gen Z consultant.
Love that. And if you're ever in Toronto and want some good coffee places, I know Chelsea loves her coffee, but I love my coffee too. So I'll hook you up with some really cool places here.
I love that. Did Chelsea tell you she also got a concussion on Ginny and Georgia?
No.
She didn't? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We were concussion
what
twins.
What did you guys do? Oh my. I feel like this is going to unpack a whole other set of questions.
Yeah, we don't need to go down that road.
We'll derail these questions for now.
All right.
Awesome. Edit
out all of my weirdness, but okay, goodbye. It was so nice talking to you guys. Have an amazing night.